Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. I'm still in a good mood from this morning. It kind of carried over. We have a lot of stuff to talk about here. I'm tired, that's the truth, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let us let us congregate, at least virtually, because we're not allowed to, in the real world. I'm wondering if they're preparing us for a real life bio attack. You got to wonder what's going on here in reality. Anyway, let's talk. So yeah, it is still Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. So let us talk. The Dow Jones Industrial Average put on the largest point gain ever, over 2,000 points. All well and good, beautiful, despite the fact that we're getting Wall Street Bank after Wall Street Bank trying to warn people that we are going into a depression era meltdown. The IMF today again warning. They're not calling it a depression. The IMF is saying the probability of all of us facing a financial meltdown worse than '08 is here, but the U.S. stock market is up 2,000 points. Well, let's understand that. The Dow Jones Industrial Average put on the largest gain of the major indices. Now, what do we know for a fact is going on here? The Federal Reserve admitted, research this for yourself, they are buying exchange-traded funds. Not only is the Federal Reserve buying exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, the Federal Reserve is buying stock. The Federal Reserve is more than likely buying the entire Dow 30. How many of you doubt that's going on here? The Federal Reserve is also pouring enormous amounts of capital into other large cap stocks. You understand? Look, people say that they want to be free. People say that they want a free market. And a free market economy, but when push comes to shove, they don't want it. And the powers that be, the New World Order, they hear you. They understand what you want, and I think in many ways they're going to give it to you, but in also other ways they're going to steal away your freedoms and your liberties, and then they're going to come after your life. But that's a whole other segment possibly. But understand. People right now are in a situation where they're begging for something. Again, this engineered global shutdown, this deliberate release of this BIOWEAPON, the creating of crude oil, the creating of the U.S. markets. Oh, we got to do something. Let's nationalize corporations. Let's create a new America, a hub for the New World Order. Now, you all understand this too. Research this. It was announced today. A couple of the major news outlets are covering this, a digital dollar. I guess they're still calling it a dollar. A digital dollar is in the works, and in my view, it's going to be released soon. This is part of the Federal Reserve dollarization. I don't even know if that's a word, but I like it. Dollarization of the world. Now, let's talk about Congress here. So they're preparing us for some kind of debt stimulus, because stimulus is debt to create more slaves, because no one really wants a free market, no one wants a free market economy, and no one wants to be free. You think you do, but you want to be bailed out too. You want those government checks. That's the truth here. People want to be taken care of from cradle to grave by their government, but that comes with a price, and the new America is going to make sure you get it deep. You get my drift? Real deep. It's coming. So, again, what we are seeing here, and it should be like in your face, is a worldwide takeover by the Federal Reserve. Of course, the Federal Reserve, because we here, the new America, the old world America is dead and buried, still have the world reserve currency is flooding the world with dollars. The Federal Reserve is the strongest central bank in the world. The Federal Reserve is going to be the one to issue the digital dollar, which will be gladly accepted by all of the central banks that are now accepting trillions in U.S. Well, I guess they're digital dollars too. They're sending them all dollars, obviously over the internet. There's no pallets being shipped over of actual printed dollars. No. So the move to digital currency is in our face. The switch to a new cashless system is going to be flipped very, very soon. Be ready for that. Okay, so we've already established this. We do not have a free market. We do not have a free market economy. The people themselves don't want to be free, and most people are going to relinquish whatever freedoms they believe they still have because it's an illusion, and liberties as we move forward here and the new America consumes you, because that's what's going to happen. The new America is going to create even more slaves. However, the emergence of that two-tier society that I've been explaining is, in full swing. This has been going on for quite a while as the merger between the corporations and the old world America, they've been sleeping together for a while, but now they're becoming one. You understand? So that's it. Once this marriage is made, and believe me, it's not going to be a marriage made in heaven, we will all pay for it. And there's no other way to put it. What will be supported here is the companies that are being nationalized. Now, I heard from a lot of you with regard to Steve Mnuchin's idea. So Steve Mnuchin wants to get a blank check to start nationalizing these corporations and companies, but does not want to disclose the names to the American people. And it seems to be the general consensus that the reason behind it is so he can get the 1%ers in here first to buy. You understand? In the fake market, that there's never been a more fake market than we have here. This 2,000 point plus gain in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, 30 largest companies in the world, completely 100% obviously fostered by the Fed, who's buying it all. I told you the Fed wants to be who? The lender and the buyer of last resort. They're buying the world. The Federal Reserve is stronger today than it was yesterday, and it will be stronger tomorrow than it is today. And how about this one? Did you hear the president today praising the Federal Reserve? Yeah. For those of you that thought the president was going to bring down the Fed, I hope that's a slap across your face, finally, to understand what I've been explaining forever. The president and the Fed have been in bed together this entire time. What we're seeing now is nothing but a manifestation of that hideous marriage. The marriage between President Donald Trump and Yellowstone Jay Powell is complete here. They've managed to mislead throngs of people who are still being misled, because I understand there's YouTube channels that are saying that in the fourth quarter of this year, that's finally when the president's going to make his move to end the Fed. To end the Fed, they would have to end the largest banks in the world. Not only that, the fact that this move here to a digital currency worldwide is in full swing, it's so beyond an impossibility at this time that if anyone is still stuck in that, they really need to contemplate and take in what's going on around them and take the president at his word here. So anyway, and I hope they finally come around and join what's going to be a REVOLUTION at one particular time, because I can promise you that myself and many of my lions will not submit. We will not get on our bellies here with regard to the new America. Probably going to go down swinging. They're going to get us anyway, but I'd rather go down swinging than sit there and be a sheep, wouldn't you? So anyway, we're seeing commodities take off here. Just like I explained what happened. Everyone was in a panic. What's happening? What's happening? Again, we've seen this before. With all of these warnings in effect, I don't think that today's rally, no matter what the stock market does, doesn't mean that what's happening on the ground isn't changing dramatically here. Again, we are in a major shift, a shift to that marriage which is happening right before your eyeballs, of the corporations and the new America, the new American government, which will make sure that the small mom and pop shops, even the middle-sized businesses, must take out loans so they can become slaves to the new America. That's what this is designed to do to you. A lot of people are losing their jobs right now, and they're going to be taken up by the corporations now, one and the same with the new government. Do you understand? It's very simple to see how this is unfolding. I mean, it should be very, very, very obvious to you. So anyway, with regard to the market today, I mean, what a rally. It was a monster. The biggest we've ever seen in history. That's the truth. I'm not making it up. This was the largest point gain in the Dow. 30 largest companies in the world that are being nationalized. So this should be no surprise to you. The government owns them. No one wants to be free. Believe me, you really don't want to be free either. That would mean that you wouldn't get any support from the government. And the New World Order is going to fulfill that for you. Believe me, the New World Order, which is here now, and this new America is the hub, like I explained to you. It's going to sweep the world, and they're already making their move to a one world currency. Most people in the world are going to embrace it, are going to embrace this in a big way. Some are going to revolt. They're going to be squashed. And that's just the way it's going to play out here. People want to be taken care of. They think that big government is the answer. Totally against what our forefathers who set up this nation envisioned. They wanted a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, but they gave it up. These people, and it's not you and I, because we don't want a big intrusive government that's going to steal away our freedoms and liberties. No. We wanted what was set up here, but that's been taken over by the vampires. I explained to you who the vampires are. The vampires are the 1%ers who want to own the world, and they're doing this through the mechanism of central banks. Central banks are the teeth and claws of the 1%ers, and they will KILLU and MURDER whoever they have to, in any amount, to make sure that their plan goes straight through. Their plan is total, absolute, and complete control. It's never enough for these vampires. Okay, these vampires want it all, and they're getting it. They're getting it through the mechanism of world leaders and their central banks, world leaders and their central banks, who have become the teeth and claws of the vampires. You understand? And those vampires are going to suck you dry. And understand the global phenomenon that is occurring here. It's not just in the United States. The merger of governments and corporations is a worldwide phenomenon right now, in case you don't know. It's not just here in America, but here in America, this is the hub. This is where it had to start first. The new America had to start here, and the Fed is finalizing their final solution here by allowing these central banks to buy assets with dollars. And then comes the digital currency that's being spoken about. Just Google it. Digital currency, digital dollar. All the major news networks covered it today, and some alternative as well, and I'm covering it here for you. So understand where we are. You really don't want to be free. You want this new world order. You want to be taken care of, and most people are going to be willing, most people, and I'm talking about 90%, are going to willingly give up their freedoms and their liberty so they can be taken care of. You understand? This is a plan been in the works for many, many decades. People have been kind of lulled into this. You see, here's the deal. In 2008, I told all of you this was the party over moment. It was. The market was trying to do its one and only job, that was to correct to fair value, but President Obama said no. Let's allow the Fed to come in here with QE1, QE2, Operation Twist, and then we had to lie from this president currently, oh no, the Federal Reserve is just propping up the market to make Obama look good, but then he adopts the same playbook. You understand? To finish the job. It was a 1-2 punch. So we can thank Barack Obama and we can thank Donald Trump for really issuing in the new world order here. And it's here. You can't get out of it. Once you can't go back. You understand that we can't go back? Now that this merger, this nationalization of industries and corporations has occurred, and again, we're going to get this stimulus package, which everyone wants, because it's not, no one wants to be free. Again, if you really wanted freedom, you'd be against it. You would be against any kind of a stimulus package. You'd let this work out for yourself. We would get through it and we would keep our liberties. We would keep our freedom. But that would mean there would be some pain. People cannot handle it. They know that. You can't handle anything whatsoever. So the easier solution is bail everyone out. Bail everything out. Nationalize this. People don't want any pain. They're willing to do anything to avoid even the slightest bit of pain. They're willing to give up their freedom. They're willing to give up their liberty so they don't have to feel any pain. All they want is pleasure and gratification. And I can promise you, the New World Order is going to give you a lot of that, but it's going to cost you your liberties and your freedoms. All right, with that said, please share the video. I think it's important. Let's see where this plays out. How it plays out, I will see you in the morning. This guy loves you, and I mean that. I'm out of here.